Thank you for staying with us as we get into the news. And to kickstart the story, we talk about health and the death of a mother after birth on an island community in the Oti region has sparked concerns about quality health care for the people in the region. Regional Health Director Dr. Akakpo has described the extension of healthcare to the island communities as risky to both clients and health personnel. He is calling for more investment into health delivery in the region, especially to the island communities, as that directorate strives to achieve zero maternal mortality.
In 2022 Health Performance Review for the region, the Regional Health Directorate declared zero tolerance for maternal mortality in the region. As of half-year 2022, the Oti region was the only region in the country that had zero maternal deaths. But that did not end the year under review, as one mother died after birth with some underlying health complications on an island community. Dr. Akakpo is the Oti Regional Health Director.
The death of a pregnant woman is very painful, extremely painful, and a loss economically, socially, and everything to the families. So once you want to make sure that somebody doesn't die also giving life, as a region, we took it upon ourselves. And I think consistently for 3 years, we've been able to reduce our maternal mortality. I can confidently say that when I took over in a region, maternal mortality ratio was in 3-digit figures. Last 2 years, we brought it to 2-digit figures, and now it's a single digit. We are running something we call zero tolerance for maternal mortality. We don't want anybody to die, no matter how it is. But this one person that died, it was something we could do very little about it. And it still comes back to the islands. This person was situated on the islands without any health care, a sickle cell patient. Unfortunately delivered, started bleeding, and they couldn't get a boat to ferry her across for comprehensive health care. That's why the lady died.
He also says the provision of health services to these communities on the islands is becoming risky, as his men do not have the requisite equipment to reach their targeted 30% population.
About 30% of the population in the Oti region is living on the islands. So if you calculate it out of 762,000 people, you realize it's a lot of people living on the islands. And unfortunately for us, health infrastructure on the islands are very, very few. If you pick the many communities we have on the overbanks and the islands, realize that access to healthcare is a problem. We need about 5 boats to be able to make sure that my health workers can go there comfortably. They are not scared of any accidents that may happen. And when they get there too, they'll be able to deliver the services. So we need boats. Even though we got 1 boat last year, the latter part of last year, we have 5 districts in Oti region that each district will need 1 boat. So the 1 boat that has come is not adequate to serve all the islands.
The region has officially launched the campaign to completely end maternal death in the region. Here is the Deputy Director for Public Health, Dr. Christabel Aipa. She says the campaign will seek to provide safe abortion care services to their clients to prevent the death of any mother.
Out of these 310 women who are dying, 15 to 35% of them are as a result of unsafe abortion practices. And it's because women in the country do not have access to safe abortion care in the country. And so, because of other factors such as stigma and religious and moral beliefs, where people are judged or are looked at differently because of what they are going through. And so we want to use this platform to create awareness amongst the health practitioners and the general public that now comprehensive abortion care services are part of the package of routine services in the Ghana Health Service and other health providers in the region.
Peter Senu for Joy News.
Let's talk party politics now. And the opposition National Democratic Congress has officially closed nominations for both presidential and parliamentary contests. According to the party, the exercise has been peaceful so far without any incidents. Chairman of the NDC's election committee, Kakrai Samoa, says the vetting of the aspirants will begin next week for the presidential, but the date for the parliamentary will be announced after Parliament goes on break.
Past 3 days, what we've been doing is receiving the filled out nomination forms of the presidential aspirants. 4 persons picked and 4 persons have returned them and paid the appropriate fee. So that matter is closed. The next step is for them to be vetted. Most probably next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, the presidential aspirants will be vetted. Those who go through, their names will be on the ballot paper for the internal primaries that will be held on 13th May 2023. Whoever wins becomes our candidate for the 2024 presidential elections.
So tell us about the parliamentary. You technically closed nominations yesterday.
Yes, we closed everything yesterday 5 p.m. So our people are doing they are processing it. After they've done the processing, we will know the numbers that filed as against those who picked and the constituencies in which they filed, and then we'll let you know. So
per the automated system, how many people picked the forms to contest in the constituencies that have not been affected by the ban?
That's about 820 persons who picked the nomination forms online. They are supposed to return them or file them physically in the constituency offices. So all that is being processed, and at the appropriate time we'll know the exact number out of that 820 who actually filed, and we'll make that information available to the press.
What is the status of the 27 constituencies that you kept on hold?
Conversations are still ongoing at the level of the national leadership, and as soon as we get some conclusion on that conversation, directives will be issued and they will be brought back into the system to participate in the process.
So one of the reasons you actually postponed the vetting of the parliamentary aspirants had to do with the fact that you directed your sitting MPs to stay in Parliament. Yes. When exactly are you going to vet the aspirants?
The parliamentary aspirants, you mean? Yeah. That's next 2 weeks, first week of April. We'll vet them because Parliament will actually rise, all things being equal, on 31st March. So the first week in April, we'll vet the parliamentary aspirants.
Well, meanwhile, former Finance Minister Dr. Kwabena Duffuor, who was the last to file his nomination for the presidential race, admonished the party and its supporters to eschew politics of insults and rather unite ahead of the 2024 elections.
Let's make the party very attractive. How do we make it? By making sure that the grassroots are well resourced. That we make sure the grassroots become richer than they are now. And we'll do it. So that anytime we go to war, we'll win. 2024, we are going to kick the elephant into the bush. The elephant will go to the bush, oh! Elephant, Otifi. Otifi. Obeko. And we have to work very hard. You have to work hard. The grassroots, the foundation of our party, should be resourced, should be made stronger than it is now, so that they can fight the elephant to go into the bush. We will not turn this into a rally. As I mentioned, I have submitted my forms for the contest. But let me appeal to you. Don't let us insult people. I don't like it. Don't you ever insult anybody because of me. I don't want that. It's only the Lord who gives power, not insults. And don't forget, that is a family, one family. And you see, we are one family, aren't we? One family. How do you insult your family member? After May 13th, we are going to come together and fight hard and drive the elephant away. So if you keep on insulting one another, coming together may be a big problem for us. So don't do that. Tell your neighbors, those who are insulting, They should stop that. What we're looking for is what? Power. And power can only come when we have a united party, not divided party. A house divided against itself cannot stand.
Well, staying with the NDC, some 75 members of that party have filed to contest the party's parliamentary primaries in the Volta region. This includes 15 females. No members filed to contest in the North Tong and Agotime Ziope constituencies. Hence, Samuel Okudeto Ablakwa and Charles Agbeve would go into the races unopposed.
The Ketu North constituency received the highest number of aspirants. The Deputy National Youth Organizer, Edem Agbana, and 7 others successfully filed their nomination forms seeking to represent the NDC in the 2024 parliamentary elections.
I believe this is just the beginning of greater things to come. And given the opportunity, you know me as a performer. You know me as someone who provides a leadership of resource. You know me as a visionary leader, and I believe Ketu North will see that kind of leadership from 2025.
The whole central constituency would witness the fierce contest between 7 comrades. They include Stanley Glatte, Adam Kofi Kpotosu, Selom Kwamide, Emmanuel Jamepe, Delali Kasu, Raphael Koda, and Dr. Robert Doe.
All the experiences and the lessons that I have gathered all these years, I want to bring to bear to better the lot of my people in this constituency. There are a lot we need to do in this constituency. And so we want to improve the livelihood of our people and to ensure, above all, to put Whole Central on the map where it belongs.
I am a development-oriented person. Our current and the past MPs, they have done enough. They have done a lot. Yes, there is still a lot for us to do. So when I come through engagement, what I say visible felt leadership, through that process, I will lead and represent my people so that we can identify the various needs in the constituency and put in the right measures as an engineer to control them and solve them.
The Keta constituency has been earmarked to witness an interesting contest where socialist and business mogul Dr. Emmanuel Kojo Jones Mensah and acting Volta Regional Director of Health Dr. Sena Nukwesi Jokoto and 2 others have filed nominations hoping to unseat the incumbent Kwame Jojoli Gakpe. Meanwhile, some party members in the South Tone constituency have expressed fear of military invasion during the primaries, as experienced during the constituency executives election.
The military had their chance to do that day. They didn't vandalize, they didn't brutalize anybody, they didn't beat anybody. But my fear is this: because they had a chance to come and do that, what will happen when they come the next time round? Who can control the military as at the time they will come again? So it's serious. It's just serious. You understand? It's just serious. I don't know what will happen. So the leadership must wake up and do something.
The 75 aspirants in the Volta region will be vetted between the 3rd and 5th of April 2023. The NDC's parliamentary primaries are scheduled for 13th May 2023. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News.
From politics, let's talk security now. And Golden Star Wasa Limited has shut down its operations at its Benso site in the Takwa Nsoye municipality of the Western region for the next 3 months, following an attack on the company and its staff by some illegal miners within their operational area. Group Corporate Affairs Manager Gerard Boache says the company will be losing out considering the knock-on effects of the company's contribution to the national economy and statutory payments. There is more in this report.
On Thursday, 16th March 2023, illegal miners set on fire some properties belonging to Golden Star Wasa Mine at Benso in the Takwa Nsoye municipality of the Western region. The illegal miners set 12 vehicles, among other assets, ablaze, including excavators, ambulances, and pickups, forcing the staff of the company to run for their lives. About 4 minutes drive from the operational site, we were led to one of the pits of the mine where we were showed where the conventional mining takes place, as well as the illegal mining site, which is within the mining area. Zakaria Isa explains the mining giant has 500-meter buffer reserve as a requirement of the industry in that enclave. However, the illegal miners have encroached on the buffer zone as well as the mining pit area, actively engaged in illegal mining. He explains further what ensued on the 16th day of March 2023.
They are not only doing the galamsey around this area. All these areas are swampy areas, and they mine or they work up towards where our pit is. And closer you get to the pit, the risk it is. So the security came and talked to them on a brotherly way so that they understand and then evacuate during the bleed. So this is the action place, and it's forced within the 500 buffer, mandatory buffer for mining, active mining to take place. So this is the area we call the I zone, and this is the galamsey spot.
Paramount Queen Mother of Wasafiase, Nana Efuaba Kunajua II, has been speaking on behalf of traditional leaders.
Very bad. As I'm listening to it, oh yeah, me will TV do na make say, but me bought to me soon. Extra cars a wash so excavator croy ahen. No wash water tank, wash cars. Me bought tar, me trying trouble all kwa 30 cars a wash one. Na pick up a crow cry ahen. Wa how crow pa. Inti ya basre assembly na one more boy ye that one boy hen.
Group Corporate Affairs Manager of Golden Star Wasa Mine, Gerald Boache, in an interview said the recent attack by the illegal miners will reduce investors' confidence and their production.
There are investors here, I would say even for local economy. Because we are here, there are people doing mobile money transfer, there are people opening chop bars. Those are small-scale investors, isn't it? So if the place is not safe, if they would stop operating, how much more that investor that is bringing in hard-earned dollars? That should tell you straight away that it's going to reduce investor confidence. And the fact that nobody is saying anything about it, we're waiting at least for somebody of serious authority to condemn the situation, because then that emboldens the galamsey.
In Athalia Kwanzaa, Joy News, Benso.
In our final story, former Chief Executive Officer of the Food and Drugs Authority, Hudu Mokhtar, has assured the people of the Wa Central constituency that, if given the nod to be in Parliament, he will provide a leadership of service. Speaking after filing his nomination to contest the Wa Central NDC parliamentary primary, he noted that his tenure would also bring hope to the youth and women in that constituency. There's more in this report put together by Rafiq Salam.
The first time pharmacist Hudu Mokhtar came to the political scene was in 2004 when he pitched his strength against then consultant for Institute for Policy Alternatives, Rashid Pelpu. The duo were both political rookies and jostling to replace M.A. Sedu, who was bound out of Parliament after 12 years of representing the people of Wa Central. Dr. Rashid Hassan Pelpu won the contest, but a wedge was created in the party, family ties severed and friendship strained. Hudu Mokhtar, who was later appointed the Chief Executive Officer of the Food and Drugs Authority, tried for the second time in 2012, but was not second time lucky in defeating his old foe. He went for an 11-year hiatus. Hudu Mokhtar is not only back again in the political space, but with arguable the numbers he believes can propel him to break the 20-year-old jinx of Dr. Rashid Hassan Pelpu. Many supporters of the NDC in the Wa Central constituency says they are disillusioned and despondent about the almost 20-year reign of the incumbent MP and wants a change. Hudu Mokhtar, after filing his nomination papers, says he represents that change and will give hope to the people, especially the youth and women.
Today marks the first step into getting the Wa Central constituency and building the Wa Central constituency we want. hope to the youth. We want to give hope to the women. We want to give hope to the people of Central. And so today is the first step, and this goes to the delegates, that you are the owners of the party. And it is your decision that will take any of us to Parliament. And from what I have seen today, I believe strongly that you are going to march us into Parliament come 2024.
Beyond giving hope to the youth and women, he has a dig at the leadership style of Dr. Pelpu, though he didn't mention him by name.
What I'm going to do different is to bring a leadership style that is called servant leadership. A leader who will come and roll up his sleeves and work with the youth, not a leader who wants to be worshipped. That is the type of leadership I want to bring, and that's the difference.
Meanwhile, former NDC organizer and national organizer aspirant, lawyer Abubakar Motiu Rahman, has also filed to contest for the 2013 Central Parliamentary primary.
Well, Huda Mokhtar's bid for Parliament in Central bringing us to the end of the news. But stay with us, the news review up next.